My lazy mother-in-law wants to move in with us after repeatedly saying no. Now she's convincing my wife to leave me. My wife's mother wants to move in with us. When she was 20-ish, my wife bought a single wide for herself, her mother, 3 younger brothers, and a younger sister. It was nothing special, just a place for them all to live where the lot space was being rented. Fast forward to now, and we finally bought our own place for her, me, and our newborn. We've been living alone together for about 3 months now, and it has been heaven. Her sister moved out of the home 2 years ago and rents an apartment. And one of her brothers also moved out and lives in government housing with his partner and 2 kids. Her other brothers stayed in the single wide my wife had bought. A couple of days ago, the landlord informed them that they needed to move out because he was going to build apartments on the lot. They have 2.5 months to move. My mother-in-law has been asking my wife that she wants to move in with us. The house is in my name due to a credit issue when we purchased it. My wife doesn't want to tell her mom no, but we both agree we don't want her moving in for many reasons. Primarily because we just moved in and have a strong relationship, and I feel her mother would affect that. Plus, I like walking around in my underwear if I please, as it is our home. She's also super lazy, dirty, and a slob, and I know she will never leave. I told my wife I have no problem telling her she's not moving in. Update: my mother-in-law showing up one day and said she was staying the night while I was at work. I came home to see her sleeping on my couch. I had discussed this with my wife, and she didn't feel comfortable kicking her out if she tried again but had no problem with me kicking her to the curb. Well, she came back about 2 weeks after while I was at work and announced she was staying the night again. Only this time she brought her mother along. Didn't ask permission, didn't say anything, just showed up. Well, that morning, I came home pissed because she came over unannounced while I was away and just made herself at home on my couch again. To top it off, they had a family birthday dinner planned that same evening, which they wanted to do at my house, but my wife and I had already said no. Well, I walked in and found 3 big pots of food that had been cooking overnight, which my wife didn't notice because they began cooking after she went to bed. One reason I knew they were planning on having their party there too was because the way my driveway is set up, it's the last car and has to be the first car out, and she parked in my driveway with room for me to come behind, instead of on the street, meaning she planned on staying for a good while after I got home from work. I walk in, and the mother-in-law, all innocent, says good morning while again sleeping on my couch. I was pissed but didn't want to blow up, so the first thing I said was, "What do you think this is, a hotel? What's with the sleepover?" She says, "It's 'cause it's a lot more comfortable here than in our apartment." I proceeded to make myself some dinner, turning on all the lights in our open space kitchen living room area and pouring myself a drink to make her as uncomfortable as possible. I sat there eating and drinking my drink, while she lay on the couch, visibly looking more and more uncomfortable. After I finished, I grabbed a bunch of dirty dishes she had left, threw them in the sink, and went over to have a conversation with her. I told her I never wanted her spending the night, that this wasn't a hotel, and that not be coming over to make a mess in my kitchen. She could visit her grandkids and daughter whenever she wanted but could not spend the night and respect my house. I then went into my bedroom, where I heard her and her mother get up, pack their poop and get out. After that, they began a war against me, telling my wife that I kicked them out, told them never to come around and that they weren't allowed to see our kids. They went on a week tirade to my wife, trying to convince her to leave me. She went so far as to tell my wife, who we've been dating and married for a combined 12 years, that if she didn't leave me, I would end up being abusive and hit her. To top it off, I found out that they actually had their bags already waiting in their car, so they were planning on staying with us for 3 months. It's been a month now, and I have to say, it was so worth it. My in-law has come over 2 times since then, spending no more than 3 hours combined. The best part is she is scared of me right now that I might kick her out again. It's been paradise. Ever since she told my wife all those lies, her true colors have come out, and my wife's eyes have opened to how manipulative mother-in-law is. I mean, my wife was just in the other room, and she already knew what I was going to tell her mom. She heard every word. We just spent Christmas with my family, but we came home early to our home and enjoyed family time with just our kids. It was the best Christmas we've had in a long time.